Alright, so this is another video today. This one is going over the $10,000 investment in MSTY, but this time without dripping. If you can remember from the last one that we did reinvest all the dividends, and we had a total value at the time of $22,000 for a 121.69% return. I did update the last sheet with the most recent dividend, which did come out at $1.18. So we did get another dividend with that. So this is what happens when you have no reinvestment. So really not the best way of doing this, but if you have invested $10,000 into MSTY and using it for, say, paying off your rent or a car or any other bill that you need, this will just go over kind of what will happen over the last year with that. So you start off with back in July, the stock price was $29.20, so we were able to purchase 342.46 shares total, and that'll give us the $10,000 portfolio value. The first dividend did come out on the 5th of July, and that one was $2.33, giving us a total amount of $798. So a decent dividend with that one. Once again, in this sheet, we are not reinvesting it, so that does give you the $798 to do with as you need. The next one did come out in August, which was $1.94, so a dividend of $664. Once again, it's not a bad dividend for a stock that's only worth $21.65. Next one did come out in September at $1.85 for a total of $634. So as you can see, that as the stock price is actually going down, our dividends are also going to be going down total. And then the dividend amount that's coming out, just due to at the time the IV was low in MSTR, which is the underlying for MSTY. So that's why the dividend was going down. Now in October we saw the implied volatility go way high, which then really boosted our dividend. So that came up to $4.19. So you were able to get $1,437, bringing our total value of the dividends up to $3,500, just after 3 months for a stock that is you could buy for $28. It's not a bad buy. In November and December, we saw similar dividends with the implied volatility going way up again. That also, with the new administration coming in and the Bitcoin regulation that they're putting in, that helped a lot for MSTR, putting the prices way up for MSTY. That was $1,400 and $1,500 a month for over those 2 months. January was at $2.27. So once again, you're at $780. And then throughout the rest of the spring, it was between $1.30 and $2. Still giving you good dividends, but definitely coming way down from the heyday back in October, November, December. In May, it went up a little bit to $2.37. And then back down in June, July, and then the most recent dividend that came out was $1.18. So if you were investing $10,000, you still would have your 342.46 shares, and your most recent dividend would have only been $405.30. However, in looking at everything, you still have your $10,000 investment. You have $11,000 that have came out in dividends just by letting it sit there. Your stock price has went down from $10,000 to $6,000, so the NAV has went down, or at least the ETF fund, the price has went way down. But when you look back overall, you have increased your share price by 77% without doing anything. You haven't reinvested this, you haven't put any more money into it, it's all just growing and giving you a monthly check. So your total dividends were $11,000. Total value now is $17,000. That includes your MSTY value as well as your total dividends, coming out at $17,000, $699 and 88 cents. So this is the difference between the drip that we did on the last video. It was a little bit higher. However, you did not get any of that money that came back in dividends. You put it all back into your fund. So this is something that if you need the paycheck, don't drip and let it all come back to you. However, if you don't need the paycheck and want to let it keep growing, hoping that MSTY will maintain the high dividends, then this is a good stock for that. As you can see, I'm working on a few down here with MSTY dripping into the underling, the MSTR, and then also for fun doing a drip into VOO, which seems to be everybody's dividend stock of choice, and then also dripping into Apple. But those are coming up here shortly. Still have a little bit of work to do with those. And then as always, if you guys have any questions, concerns, or if there are any recommendations, or if there's any other stocks that you'd like to see, let me know. Thanks.